So there's this thing that my wife Hannah says to me sometimes. She says, Stef, you're only ever funny when you're not trying to be funny. And I kind of think like she's right, because I think anyone who tries too hard at anything, well, it ends up having the opposite effect. Like people who try to be too genuine don't seem genuine, and people who try to be too interesting just seem a bit dull. I tried really hard to be sexy the other day. I did the whole oops, I dropped something routine. You know what she said?
The f*** are you doing?
It got me thinking, maybe I won't try so hard. Maybe I'll make a simple video about two middle-aged parents from Bath discussing the various things that they're interested in. No story, no drama, and no trying too hard. Well, I kind of feel like I failed the mission already. Did you see that intro there? With my zany effects, with my split screen, colour screen, where I got half my face in colour, half of it not, and I'm lying down and it's all like, oh yeah, look at these fancy angles. Did I need to do any of that stuff? No, I didn't, and this is the problem. I just got to let it flow. I don't need to constantly try and prove something.
That's not going to come off.
It was supposed to just come straight off. I don't know why they, like, how it's so attached.
Welcome to my new background / new office. Some of you might know already that over the last 2 or 3 years I have created a few yoga courses, and this year I really wanted to kind of refocus on doing that because I really love doing it. Like, I'm so passionate about it. I love making them. I feel like, you know, when you're a kid and you make up a dance routine in your bedroom or something like that, that's what it feels like.
Well, I just put the chisel into it and then just sort of like just started chiseling it, thinking it would just come straight off, and it's like, it's just not coming off. It seems to be like welded to the wall. Is there any chance you've got somebody who can come around and help us out?
It's a really nice way for me to be able to share the yoga that I enjoy, that I think will help people. And so to kind of upgrade that, what I want to do is reach a new audience, and this background is part of that process. I just wanted it to look a little bit more like a yoga studio-y rather than just I'm doing yoga in my office at home, you know?
Right, it's just up here.
It was a bit dramatic when we first started doing it because we had to get the skirting board off. Neither of us has ever taken a skirting board off before, and it had like raw brick behind it, and we were like, oh shit. Very kindly, our builders who helped us like renovate our house, Gem Solutions, sent someone around super short notice to take it off for us.
Mate, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much for doing this. I won't lie, I'm a bit embarrassed that I had to get somebody to come over and help me.
That's not embarrassing, mate. I'll tell you what is embarrassing. Anybody else that thinks it's embarrassing that you needed a 16-year-old to come over and help you with a simple domestic DIY job. It's them that should be embarrassed, not you. You've come out top trumps here, if you ask me, mate.
Really? What is that?
End of the day, mate, skirt removal is a specialised job. You got wall integrity to worry about, material warping, adhesive decoupling, fixing, extraction, plaster integrity assessment, substrate preservation, thermal dislodging and feather edge detection to think about. Without the right tools and training, skirting removal is basically impossible.
My man got it off. He got it off.
It came off quite easily.
Don't say that. Thank you so much to our builders of Gem Solutions in Bath. Here it is. I've not styled it up yet, but looking good, kiddo.
Yeah.
I think it will look really good once we've got a couple of plants in, put your logo
And the
in.
floor's done properly as well, because
Yeah.
the floor looks a bit odd now.
Mind, kind, behind and find we did, didn't we?
Mine behind and fine. Yeah?
Yeah, you did those tests, didn't you? Did you do door, floor and pour yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Here's the set. All ready to go now. I've got the camera all set up. I really like it.
So I got hacked last week, and it was pretty traumatic. I know in the grand scheme of things, it is a small, minute thing, but to me, it felt massive, and I was so upset. And I was particularly upset because I felt like such a dick. 5 minutes before I was due to be in a meeting, I had this email from Meta, or so I thought it was from Meta. It was really convincing. It looked so polished and well done. They were like, oh, congratulations, you have been chosen to be verified or something like that. So I put my details in and I clicked the button, and then this wheel was going around and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just our Wi-Fi. And then I noticed that my Instagram account had disappeared. And I still was like, thinking maybe they're just updating it, but my heart kind of sank. I was kind of thinking, oh fuck, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Basically, this guy managed to get in, schedule my account to be deleted, change the email and the password really quickly so I just couldn't get into anything, and I was freaking out.
So there were these two questions that I really wanted to ask this hacker. Firstly, I wanted to ask him how he sleeps at night, knowing that he's upset a social influencer. And the second, I wanted to know how much money he makes. So he texted Hannah saying, I want $1,500 to get your account back.
But in the end, my old manager managed to get hold of someone she knew at Meta, and they fixed it for me by, I think it was like, this started at 11 in the morning and ended at 5 in the afternoon or something. I was so emotionally drained by the end of the day. Like, it was intense.
So I texted him back saying, don't worry about it, we got the account back. And he was like, how the hell did you get it back? And I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you let me interview you and ask you a couple of questions, then I'll tell you how we got our account back.
I am a compassionate person, and I also believe in karma. I have often handed over accounts for free to people who I thought were in a really difficult situation. What I do is called fishing. There is no limit to the money you can earn from this job. If I work harder, $180K a month.
Yeah, you heard that right. You can earn up to $180,000 a month from ripping off influencers. Do people ever have it? Just people just not have empathy for influencers? Just because we are slightly better than the average person doesn't mean that we don't feel. Doesn't mean if you cut us, we won't bleed. Yeah, I ended up having a really long chat with him over WhatsApp. The way I see everything, the way I see this world is that, there's no such thing as free will. He was always going to have hacked Hannah. We live in a deterministic universe. Like, it was fate that was going to happen based on every single molecular change that's happened since the dawn of time. Everything that you say and do, every action, that was a reefer, sorry about that, action and reaction is predetermined. But the moral of the story here is never trust anyone, no matter who they are. Even if you've been married to them for 50 years, they're out to scam you, they're playing the long game. Do not trust anyone. Anyway, on with the show. This right here is the Leica Monochrome M11, and it is, what this thing can do is next level. And I want it more than I want my health. I want it more than I want my children to be happy. No, I'm joking, I don't want it that much. No, I do actually want it that much. This massive motorbike, this Yamaha MT-01, this 1,600cc absolute beast, was my dad's old motorbike. He left it to me in his will. But it's very, very expensive, like extremely expensive. So in order to buy this camera of my dreams, I'd have to sell something. Currently, the front tyre's flat, the battery's flat, it's covered in cobwebs, it's getting a bit rusty. I never get to use it. Even if I did get it roadworthy, I got kids and you never get to do anything you actually enjoy doing when you got kids, so I'd never get a chance to ride it, and it's the UK, so it probably won't be sunny again for the next 16 years. You're probably thinking, why don't you just sell the bike that you never use and then buy the camera that you'll use all the time? On paper, that makes perfect sense. However, there's a problem. Whenever I ride that bike, I feel like I connect with Dad in a way that transcends this infinite void that's between us. And I know that it sounds a bit far-fetched, but I think if I was to analyse it, it's about how the bike feels. Like, there's thousands of pieces in that bike that give it a kind of a soul. And when you ride it, you feel like all the nuances of all of those parts working together, and it feels like it's almost like alive, like a living thing. And when he rode it, he would have felt all of those exact same sensations that I feel when I ride it. And it's through that conduit that we have this connection. Okay, then don't sell it then, Stef. But I never get to use it, I never get to feel that connection. Do I just let it sit here and rust away with the vague hope that maybe one day I'll get the chance to ride it again? Or do I sell it and buy the camera of my dreams? You might be thinking, well, what would your dad want you to do in this situation? And this is the problem, I don't know. I'd normally call him and be like, Dad, what should I do? Because I just don't know what is the right answer. Like, I really want to lean into my photography and I really want to sell more of my prints, but I don't want to lose that connection to him. Anyway, I'm in the market for a dad, so any of you out there want to be my surrogate dad, then yeah, please step up and let me know what to do. And that concludes our video for this week. I'll leave you with a letter written to me by my son for calling me a wanker. I'm really sorry for what I did, and I regret it a lot. I think it was because I was really excited and it just came out of my mouth. It happens to me sometimes. I just wanted you to know I'm really sorry. Yeah, never call your dad a wanker, even if he's a wanker. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I hope you don't mind that it was fairly low effort. I'll see you next week. Bye.